Where is my acoustic guitar? I have the fedora. Where is my acoustic guitar? Where is my college campus? And where are all the girls smoking weed to listen to me? What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the I can't say long-awaited. I can't say that with a good conscience because we all know that we forgot about Mike Posner after 2010. Cooler Than Me was a smash, Please Don't Go was a moderately successful follow-up single, and then Bow Chicka Bow Wow was just embarrassing. We're not even gonna get into his debut album because I could just tear it apart. He had that douchey frat guy attitude and I couldn't stand it. He actually went to school at Duke University, which is in my state, references North Carolina on this new album, and much of this new album is just such a different and drastic change of style that I don't even recognize Mike Posner. Like Todd in the Shadows said in his review of I Took a Pill in Ibiza, I never expected to see Mike Posner's name again, especially not after 2011, but here we are. He had a hit thanks to the duo Seeb remixing his track I Took a Pill in Ibiza, and it is a fantastic song that really just made me feel bad for the guy, especially knowing what all he's gone through after researching it a little bit more, went into deep bouts of depression, and At Night Alone just really dives into some of the stuff that he went through, and unfortunately, a lot of it comes off as kind of cheesy and a little bit hard to get into. Now, some people are gonna tear into me for tearing into Posner because he just had such a rough time and he's just trying to put himself back out there, but the facts are the facts, and he just runs in circles with this record, kind of beating us over the head with, you know, I had to turn to my mom in these dark times and I just didn't know where to go, and you know, I had it all, I have the money, I had offers from Jay-Z, I had everything that I could possibly want, but you know, I wasn't happy with it. And I understand that, and it sounds great on tracks like I Took a Pill in Ibiza, not the original version. I do not like that at all. The remix pretty much just saved the song, brought out so much more emotion amazingly. It's amazing what you can do with the remix, and the original just being so bland with its singer-songwriter approach, looking like Jason Mraz on a track, except you know, even less soul. I'm not exactly sure what vibe he was going for on some of these tracks. It feels like a cross between the Goo Goo Dolls meets John Mayer meets Jason Mraz, like I was already saying, and sometimes it sticks, sometimes it's just a total misfire. So let's actually talk about two separate sides to this record, considering it comes with 6 remixes. It's just one standard edition, 55 minutes long, and there are 6 damn remixes. It's like they knew that the original album wouldn't sell by itself, so they just had to go ahead and get all of the remixes ready now. I'll talk about the remixes at the end of my review, but I'm gonna be focusing on the main 10 tracks. I mean, we get an intro, like talking about the record that's 10 seconds long and a little thank you at the end. Those don't count. It sounds like Michael Bublé talking at the beginning and end of his Christmas record. So let's focus on some of the positives, considering there are some strengths to some of these tracks. I like how they shape up. I do like the overall aesthetic of this record. I mean, he totally went in a different direction, just kind of stripped it back, took away all of that glossy production on really the standard 10 meaty songs on this record, the heart and soul of it, what Posner really wanted to put out there, wrote and recorded and produced mainly himself, and tracks like the opener, I Took a Pill in Ibiza, show exactly what he was going to do with this record. That's really the first song that we get into and get a taste of, but whenever I really start getting into it is the tracks that follow right after it. Like Not That Simple. He has a great little vocal melody going on the chorus of that thing, some nice lyrical content there that actually just kind of catches us up on what he's been going through in his life, and he follows even that track up with Be As You Are, a song where he's kind of dedicating to his mother, like getting him through all of these hard times, and it's kind of nice to see him kind of spilling his guts, if you will. There's a fantastic a cappella cut right in the middle of this record, and it sounds phenomenal. I think Posner knocked it out of the park here, brought in some guest vocalists kind of teaming up for this choir effect on it, and it sounds great. It sounds like it was recorded in like an open room, and it adds this big glossy feel to it without having any instruments. The voices are the instruments here, and I think it sounds perfect, honestly. It was a nice little treat. Unfortunately, I have to sift through a lot of that filler content to actually get to the good moments that do shine through. There are some of them here, and there's aspects to some of the tracks that I enjoy, but then I look to moments like Jade as like the real problems of this record, and even One Hell of a Song, which basically just shows him listing off things that he did. I wrote a song for Bieber, Jay-Z wants to work with me, etc. And he just brings up these moments and then kind of repeats himself again in Buried in Detroit, talking about how he's played worldwide, been to Paris, etc. But he's still gonna end up getting buried in his hometown, and it just seems like he's reflecting on these sentiments over and over again, and the listener has no real reason to care. Now, that track Jade I was lamenting about is just an absolute no for me. It's one of those moments that feels like he's trying to be a little bit rockier, but still like that singer-songwriter type, just trying to get a little bit more aggressive, and everything about that track just feels so off to me. Just the way the storytelling is presented to us, the guitars feel clunky, even that bass and drum line that's thrown in there. It's one of the more fully banded out songs, if you will, like a full band playing on the track, but it just does not click at all, not firing on the right cylinders. In fact, I'm seeing similar woes with the track featuring Labyrinth, which is called Silence. This one just has a weird build about it. It's kind of got this off-kilter beat, doesn't really work in the vocals that well, and then it's an awkward shift between Posner and Labyrinth, and I know that they worked together in the past, like on tracks like Beneath You're Beautiful. That was a pretty fantastic little ballad, a nice ode there, but on Silence, the words and the music, it just doesn't come together to make something special. Okay, so the standard tracks didn't work out for me that well. What about the remixes? Gotta hand it to them, some of these producers came through and absolutely killed it. Took some of these songs to the next level, like the Kyle Tree remix of Not That Simple. I think that accented the vocals and the right spots, added in some twinkling keys, big builds. It just adds a glossy feel to this track and makes it feel even more at home. Honestly, if we could have gotten a record full of the so-called remixes, I might have been a lot more interested in the project, because the lyrics here, they definitely had a lot of potential. In fact, I Took a Pill in Ibiza is one of the main reasons that I see this working so well, because I didn't care for the lyrics that much the first time I heard this track. I did hear the original before I ever heard the remix, and it didn't strike me as anything special. But whenever they took this song and made it something different, for whatever reason, I feel like that brought the emotion out of it even more, and I connected with the track. And I'm seeing that with the Kyle Tree remix of that track I just mentioned. Even In the Arms of a Stranger, that remix just comes through and actually adds in a lot of extra invigorating life. And I know that that could be said for really any of the remixes. Oh, they add life, that's all you want, John. No, I don't think it's that at all. It's the fact that a lot of the originals just felt very bland and stale and could have been made by anyone. And I know for a fact that Posner is a talented songwriter in the pop world. Whether most people want to admit that or not, or whether you like all of his songs, he is good at his craft, and I will give him that any day of the week. Anyways, this is all just my personal take on it. I'm not feeling too strongly about this record. Some of the remixes are pretty cool. I'll be holding on to those, and maybe a couple of songs like Be As You Are, Not That Simple, maybe even In the Arms of a Stranger, and of course the acapella track, Only God Knows. Me personally, I'm gonna go with a 3 for Mike Posner's new record, At Night Alone. It's kind of ironic that I'm filming this at 3 a.m. by myself at night, alone. What has my life become? Don't forget to hit the like button on this review if you enjoyed it. Share it out with a friend. That helps the channel. And of course, if you would like to, support me on Patreon. The link is in the description down below. I'm working towards getting some new series out. I would love for you guys to get involved so we can make those happen. It's the top link in the description. And of course, while you're here, if you enjoyed the review, subscribe to the channel, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. And they also don't let friends wear fedoras. Hopefully, we won't be seeing this one again for a while, unless I need to break it out for another singer-songwriter type review, or maybe the next Jason Mraz record. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys very soon, right here on ARTV.